Good morning. Today is the 21st of June 2023 and these are my levels for today. I'm currently looking at the MES chart. I'm on the hourly time frame. Levels are pretty much the same as I looked at yesterday. We're still on an inside day by the looks of it. So I'm going to be watching on the MES or the ES chart. There's two areas. I'm going to be more biased on the short side. So based on my bias today on the short side, I'm looking at 4, 4, 4, 4 for a rejection area. Just get my pen open. So 4, 4, 4, 4. So I'm looking at around this area here. I've already put the yellow dotted line on. And what I'm looking for is for the market to pull back up to this area. I want to see it reject around the 444 area, maybe 4444 to 44, 45 for a rejection back down. So that's my first trade. I'm going to be looking at the volume, so I'm going to be looking at lowering volume and then a rejection volume. So I'm looking for a nice topping tail with on high volume, and that will be one of my confirmations. I'm also going to be looking at bookmap as well. Yesterday I used that quite successfully to determine areas of buyers and sellers in high areas, and it was quite good. It worked quite well. In fact, I based my trades on my last trade of the day yesterday on bookmap. So I'm going to have that open as well at the same time, and so that's why I'll be looking for a rejection. So 44, 44. ES, if we see a sell-off after the market opens, then I'm looking for around 44.10, and again it's going to be a higher risk rejection because we're right smack between them, but it's on the 200 moving average, and there's also a trend line which is not drawn on this chart, and it's right on the trend line as well, so we've got a trend line coming down there as well. So sizing wise, I'm going to play it safe today. I'm not going to be around this afternoon, so I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go to half size on 44.10, half size on 44.44, but if we see the market pull down further to 43.60, 43.50 area, then I'll be looking for a rejection from this area back in the 9th of May, 9th of June. I think that's what I'm looking at. So that'll be 43.60, 43.70 area. So that'll be a full size, but I'm going to see a big sell-off for that. And similarly, if we head up and we're heading towards 4,500, then that'll be a full size position up here as well. Again, not sure we'll get to 4,500 or we'll get to 43.80 or 43.70 area, but that's something to keep an eye on. Moving over to SPY, the chart's almost the same, and I've got my areas of interest in these yellow dotted lines, so these are the areas I'll be watching for initially, and these are going to be more higher risk rejection and bounce areas because they're quite close to where we are now. So I'm looking at for a bounce at around the 435 area, and if we don't see a bounce again, I'll be watching the volume with a slight bias on the short side today. I'm going to be looking for a break and retest of 45.30, and what again I'll be looking at the volume. I want to see the volume slow down as it touches that area without any rejection volume, and then as it comes back to retouch it, I want to see the volume just slowing down a bit. So as we pull back into 435, so as we break down on the pullback to 435, I want to see the volume bars get smaller in size, and then the initial entry will be the first red bar that takes out green, and hopefully we see that higher volume. So that's my plan around the 435 area, either initial reject bounce or a break and retest for the rejection of that. It's also looking on the hourly chart, a big neck is the neckline for the head and shoulders pattern. Look at that. So it's a major area, so that's why I'm watching for a bounce first. If the market does rally, and we're looking at around the 439, 438.50, that area. So it'll be this area I've got already highlighted in red, and I'll be looking for a rejection. So size-wise, I'll be going in probably full size on the break and retest, half a size on the bounce up, purely because I'm biasing for a short today, and a half size on the 439, 438.50 area. However, with my sizing, I don't mind going in half size on these trades, because I'm going to be looking for add positions, and for that I'm going to be watching pullbacks, watching the volume as well. So as it's pulling back, we want to see lowering volume, followed by a, let's quick example, followed by change of colour. Let's go to the 5-minute chart on SPY. Yesterday, some good examples. So for example, this is actually a trade I took yesterday. If I wanted to get in here, and I got in on the volume, then we see average volume coming up and then reducing volume on the pullback. Look at that, that's a big bar, but the bar is much bigger than the previous bar, but the volume's almost the same. So there's no real buyers there, no real sellers there. So that's an anomaly, so I'll be watching for that. Then on the next pullback, if you see, so that's why I took profit yesterday, and I added just here. And if you look at the volume was declining into that add. So the add would be the break of that red candle up. And again, probably similar here. If we looked at here on the pullback, we had below average volume, so it wasn't really doing much. And then look at that, and then we see the volume ramp up on this big move up as well. So I want to try and emulate that type of trade today. Anyway, hopefully you had a good day trading, and I will speak to some of you today. Have a good one.